Welcome back to class, my future Lyran guards. Today we'll be covering a mech that was one of House Steiner's closest guarded secrets. One of the first ever recon mechs to step out into the field of battle. The 25-ton, light class battle mech, the Commando. Walking off the production lines of Coventry Metal Works in the year 2463, the Commando would be the second mech design ever produced from Coventry. This mech was specifically created for the Lyran Commonwealth to fill a role that mechs did not usually fill in this era. Being designed to fulfill a role as a light recon mech, the Commando 1A was a much lighter and faster design of mech than previously produced mechs of its time. This battle mech was still relying on relatively primitive technology compared to modern day mechs. The Commando would first see combat in the first large-scale battle between battle mechs in 2475 on Nox. This light and agile mech would be seen taking on and even destroying the much heavier Cretan gladiators. The Commando 1A's large laser would cause several issues for the design, and with other light mechs starting to show up, such as the Wasp in 2464 and the Stinger in 2479, the Commando would find itself outclassed by these new mechs as they filled a scouting role better with their own loadouts and the inclusion of jump jets. This would lead to a complete overhaul of the Commando, with the new Commando 2D. This variant would radically change the role of the Commando from a scout to a striker in the year 2486. The Commando 2D would bring two separate SRM launchers, carrying its SRM-4 in its right arm and its SRM-6 in its center torso. These launchers would share an ammo pool with 2 tons of ammo split between its right and left torso. It would also be equipped with a medium laser in its left arm as a secondary weapon. This setup lets the Commando output a lot of damage for a light mech, making it an effective striker, especially when used in groups. An often used tactic for pilots of the Commando was to rush upon a single target, fire off its weapons, and fade away before their target could effectively retaliate. These hit and run attacks were made possible by its GM150 engine that allowed it to reach and maintain a top speed of 97 kilometers per hour. With only 4 tons of armor, these hit and run tactics were the most common tactic for a reason, as this mech was not meant to engage in stand-up fights against heavier mechs. The Commando would become very popular within the ranks of the LCAF, and for nearly 600 years after its first debut, it would still mainly see use within the Lyran Commonwealth's forces. House Steiner would ensure this, as they would go through great lengths to keep the mech out of the hands of other successor states, especially during the years of the Star League. It would take an alliance with the Federated Sons and the formation of the Federated Commonwealth before the Lyrans would release their stranglehold on this design. This would see It would take an alliance with the Federated Sons and the formation of the Federated Commonwealth before the Lyrans would release their stranglehold on this design. This would see the Commando becoming the standard light battle mech of the armed forces of the Federated Commonwealth alongside the Davian Valkyrie. After the upgrade to the Commando 5S in the year 3050, Vandenberg Mechanized Industries would be granted the rights to produce the now older Commando 2Ds for use within the Taurian Concordant's own forces. As the succession wars would go on, the Commando would see itself ending up in the hands of many mercenary bands, resulting in the advent of many 2D refits, commonly called the 7 series. It would also find itself within the ranks of the Marian hegemony as the rocket launcher-packed Commando 4H. The Word of Blake would also produce their own variant, the Commando 7B, during its time occupying Coventry from 3068 to 3074. And with that, we have ran out of time for this lecture. I hope you enjoyed learning about the Commando with me today. As always, I truly appreciate the time you take out of your day to watch these videos. If there's any mechs you would like me to cover sooner than later, let me know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, give the video a like and subscribe. This shows me you guys would like more content like this in the future. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.